If lifting weights is wrecking your shoulders, arms, and hands to the point you have to stop working out, and no one's giving you a clear answer, then you're probably missing these three trigger points. In fact, working on just these three knots has helped hundreds of people feel relief instantly, helping them get back into the gym. With the first trigger point being a muscle that I have never heard anyone ever talk about, one that is deep in the shoulder, the coracobrachialis. Do you feel pain anytime you lift your arm up, or does any of that feel tight? Then, if so, chances are you have a tight coracobrachialis. You see, every single time you lift your arm up in front of you, this muscle contracts. It doesn't matter if you're trying to lift weights or you're just simply raising your arm to type on your computer, it's going to contract. And every time it does that, it's going to shorten on the nerves and blood vessels right behind them. Now, normally this isn't a problem, but over years and years of doing this and not releasing them, they're going to end up getting stuck in this shorn position, which means every time you use them now, they're going to begin compressing on those nerves and blood vessels. Oh, and by the way, I got a free download that goes with this video perfectly. Inside, you're going to learn my 3R system for getting rid of your numbing shoulder pain fast so you can get back into the gym today. All you need to do is click on the link in the description below, fill out your email, and wait a few minutes for your PDF. Now, if you want to properly release out the coracobrachialis so it's not compressing on your nerves and blood vessels anymore, then start off by looking for the most tender spot within the upper arm, because that's where the muscle is located. From here, once you've found the most tender spot, go ahead and do micro movements by going back and forth and side to side on that most tender spot. Think of it like you're trying to roll out a small lump in a piece of dough, but instead you're just using your fingers by going back and forth and side to side here. Go ahead and do this for 1 to 2 minutes on each side. What if there's a muscle that can not only make you think you have thoracic syndrome, but also create pain and tension in your upper back and neck? That one muscle is going to be the pec major. And to understand how the pec major can create both issues within the shoulder, let me give you a quick analogy. Imagine for a moment you go to a sporting event and there's a tug of war match. Now, during the tug of war match, you have the blue team and the red team evenly matched, which means the flag is going to be in the middle. So, to save some energy, the blue team decided to cheat a little bit and tie their end to the other side of the stadium that they're on, allowing them to rest while the red team was constantly pulling. All this resulted in the blue team being able to outpace and get stronger because they're able to rest and beat the red team in the game of tug of war. So what does it got to do with your shoulder pain? Well, in this scenario, your chest is the blue team. Your chest is locked up and knotted up thanks to being overused, just like the coracobrachialis. Well, on the other side is the red team, and they are the upper back, your neck. They are the muscles that oppose the chest. And as a result of the chest getting tight and knotted up, they are the ones that get stretched out and also tight, but in a stretched out way. So basically, you have two types of tight here. You have chronically shortened tights, knotted up, and then you have stretched out tight over in the back of the neck. And because of the knots in the front of the chest, not only does this create tension in the upper back and the neck, but it can also create TOS-like pain, nervy, numbing pain into the shoulder and arms because it's creating tension on the fascia lines that go from the chest down the arm to the hand. You could think of your fascia line as one giant muscle or even just one giant rubber band that when one side gets knotted up, it's going to create tension on the rest of it, resulting in you feeling like there is numbing, nervy pain when in reality it's just tension in one side of that fascia line. This is how a tight chest can end up creating thoracic syndrome-like pain and chronic pain and tension in the upper back and neck. Now, to release the chest, the pec major, begin by looking for the most tender spot within the muscle. If you are a woman or if you are bigger breasts, we'll say, then go ahead and just pull that fatty tissue away and look underneath on the muscular tissue. Just again, pull fat away and go underneath. A little trickier, but do what you gotta do here. Now from here, we're gonna be doing this same technique, starting off with micro movements on the most tender spot that you can find within the pec major for 1 to 2 minutes. On top of that, we can also do a pin stretch. Simply pin down the most tender spot that you're finding, starting off with your arm in adducted and internally rotated here. And then from here, go ahead and abduct and externally rotate in order to create a stretch effect while the muscle is still pinned down. This is going to help strip out that fascia, help loosen it up, and hopefully get rid of that TOS like pain. Now, there's one muscle that can easily make you quit your workouts if it gets full of trigger points, and that muscle is the tiny but mighty scalines. This lateral neck muscle is used pretty much every single day from the moment you start typing on a computer because your head's just a little more forward and it's helping support it, or it's actually helping you with your chest breathing after a heavy workout. Regardless of the situation here, this is one of those muscles that's just used every single day. And because of that, the nerves and blood vessels that come out of the neck and through the scaling muscles can actually create compression if those muscles get tight. So again, if those muscles are used every day, which they are, and they're not released and worked on, then they can end up getting short and tight, fascially locked up, resulting in compression on the nerves and blood vessels that go into the shoulder, down the arm, and into the hand. Oh, and by the way, this is also one of those muscles I cover in my free download for TOS pain. Again, that is in the description below if you want to get rid of that now. So to release this muscle, start by looking for the most tender spot within the lateral neck muscle. Just make sure to go in with some easy pressure because this is a sensitive area. Now, once you've found a nice tender spot, then begin by doing some micro movements for 1 to 2 minutes by going back and forth and side to side. Think about going up and down with the actual muscle fibers or going across them to do some cross fiber friction. And from here, go ahead and do a pin and stretch on the muscle by pinning down again that most tender spot. But this time, apply a little pressure going down towards the neck as you tilt your head to that same side. This is your starting position. From here, go ahead and tilt your head to the other side, trying to touch your ear to the shoulder while keeping that area pinned down. Listen, if you follow this routine by now, then there's a good chance that you have at least gotten rid of some of your pain. But if you want to make sure that pain doesn't return, then make sure to click on the video popping up in the corner. I'll see you over there.